The room tilts like a broken star caught in a slow cyclone. Alcohol hangs in the air, heavy and sour. Laughter fractures into something cruel. Your friend, emptied of restraint, mouths the map of your FAC and the weight of your years. Each slurred word lands like glass. A small wound opened at the center of you. Outside, the moon hides behind ragged clouds while his voice paints your features as a grotesque caricature. A mirror would have S hattered at THE sight, but THESEWORDSCUTD are TH in a New York GLS. GODSAYS, your true self is hidden beneath this fog of drunken lies. A bright light of who you are breathes under the smothering falsehoods that claw at your name. Faces around you blur into masks. Eyes burn with silent judgment. The air vibrates with a spiritual tension, an invisible current that hums like thunder before a storm. This is not idle gossip. It is a rupture in what is holy. Trust combusts. Friendship twists into a tightening rope around your chest. Their laughter is like broken glass on stone, harsh and endless. The room Bico MES a crucible blue, testing your spirit against the acid of slander. Archangel Michael stands at the edge of that crucible, urging the warrior within you to rise. The sword of truth, sharpened by pain, waits to sever the lies from your essence. Beneath the roar of betrayal, a fragile seed of clarity takes hold, a promise of reckoning born in the heat of trial. The drunken veil is more than a mask. It's a weapon, reflecting the fractures of your own fears and old wounds. Your face, once whole and sacred, is now a battlefield, marked by old cries and quiet prayers that have kept you going. As your friend's words tumble into the dark, the night listens. God says this exposure is a sacred test, a breaking of illusions to reveal the light within. The distorted lines and ragged edges cast by drink are only shadows fleeing from teeth, a steady flame of why our soul. Yes, the betrayal stings, but it also uncovers a patient, sleeping justice, a lion waiting in shadow to roar. Unspoken truths settle into the room like dust as your friend's voice cracks again, exposing a deeper wound tied to your history and your being. The world tilts on a fine edge, chaos on one side, divine reckoning on the other. Michael's presence flickers at the periphery. His sword a quiet probe is, that darkness will not win. Your age and the lines on your face stop being reasons for shame and become chapters of story written into your skin. Those drunken accusations, cruel as they are, echo a larger truth that demands to be seen and healed. Tonight, stained with the acrid taste of betrayal, breathes the first winds of transformation. God says, from the fragments of those broken words, your true face will rise, unblemished, bright, fierce, like dawn flaming across a burning horizon. The veil lifts slowly and painfully, but it lifts. The warrior who has endured will stand from the ruins of falsehood and claim the justice already written in the stars. The moon steadies and watches a soul remade. Around the dying fire, laughter ripples like poison across a still lake, each burst hiding sharp knives of envy. Shadows thrown by the trembling light turn friends into actors in a theater of false loyalty, their smiles concealing knives honed by spite. The night itself seems to conspire to drown truth beneath a tide of mockery. God says these are not small offenses, but a gathering storm of spiritual treachery that seeps into the bones and cracks the sanctuary of the soul. Old hurts fold into new betrayals like venom sewn into silk, ready to pollute every thread that holds you. The moon dips behind thickening sea louds, as if the heavens recoil from this pact of whispered lies. Amid the masquerade, Archangel Michael stands sentinel, his wings folding the dark like a shield. His voice splits the shadows. Justice will come, not as whispers, but as thunder. The friend's laughter cloaks their role in the web of pain spun around you. But no shadow can hide forever from the blade of heavenly truth. T-air cruelty slips like poison into your veins. Each cutting word carves itself into the fabric of who you are. The fire's last light throws monstrous shapes against the walls, echoing the dark figures that haunt your spirit, those who turned kin into foes. The night closes in, but somewhere in that pressure the warrior within readies to answer. What they meant for harm, God will turn into your forge. This darkness is a crucible, burning away the illusions you once clung to and exposing the raw, pulsing core of who you truly are. Their laughter, sharp as broken glass, slashes the night, but beneath that noise lives a hush, the silent, anguished cry of your betrayed spirit. The divine does not miss that silence. It catalogs the hollow places carved by treachery and prepares a reckoning meant to shatter the hollow mirth that surrounds you. Archangel Michael's blade catches the faintest light, a beacon of uncompromising justice cutting a path through the tangled shadows. The friend's false loyalty is a thin veil trying to hide rot beneath. God's gaze pierces every layer of deceit. The blows they strike are not only to flesh but to spirit, fractures that demand mending and a righteous response. The night air turns cold, heavy with promises left unspoken by betrayers. Yet inside that chill sleeps a seed of transformation, waiting for the spark that will turn it to holy flame. God says, their laughter is the last breath of a loyalty that dies. The mask slips and raw truth stands revealed. Celestial light will pour through the cracks of their deceit, and every malicious shadow will meet a blinding dawn of justice. The moon steadies now, no longer trembling, but set like a witness over the sacred clash unfolding below. Michael declares the hour nears when balances will shift, when the quiet wounds you carry will be answered by heavenly justice. The friend's mocking chorus will fall away into silence, and from that hush the truth will roar louder than any storm. Silence wraps you first, dense, suffocating. Then the fragments of their words return, jagged and recurring, like glass snapping beneath your feet. In that hush your face returns to you, warped by ridicule, but trembling now with a deeper clarity, as if an inner mirror is splitting to reveal what's real. God says the image they threw at you was never yours. It was stitched fro-em their fear, jealousy, and refusal to witness your becoming. They painted your age as decay, your lines as decline. Beneath their shallow jibes stands an older, holier force they cannot touch. This is more than slander. This is spiritual vandalism, an attack on the temple of your being. The wind rises, unsettling trees, as if the heavens themselves strain under the way GHD of TH is injustice. From the center of the storm Michael speaks. Now is the hour of unveiling. Twists will be unwound. What was buried will climb toward the light. The ash of their gossip becomes smoke carrying your true name into a higher fire, one that refines without destroying. You're no longer facing them alone, but facing yourself, truer, sharpened by pain, baptized by humiliation. Every lie becomes a crack in an old mask you no longer need. Every mocking smile exposes a wall you can finally step away from. God says the breaking is not loss, but liberation. The insults writ in on your skin are not facts, but curses that never belonged to you. As the inner storm spreads outward, your soul rises through your body like a column of fire, rejecting the falsehoods seated in your spirit. The night sky churns above, an uneasy canvas of divine fury and sacred mourning, while heaven prepares its reply. Memory flickers, the slurred voice, the smirk, the cluster of onlookers as they paint your age as failure and your face as a mask slipping. But the scene shifts. Their feeder ES fall hollow, their eyes dull, their words revealing only themselves. The divine presence rewrites that memory, showing you not their truth, but their admission. Michael says, they spoke not of you, but of the reflection they feared in themselves. Their cracks were theirs, not yours. Your years reminded them of time wasted hiding from who they might become. The heavens witness not just the hurt, but the justice forming like lightning behind your gaze. This is the breaking of an illusion they forced upon you, to keep you small. Now your soul claws free, soaked in the sacred rain of reclamation. Winds tear down the scaffolding of their expectations. Judgments, pity masquerading as concern, all pulled away. God names this as holy fury, righteous grief, the resurrection of the spirit that had been made small to suit another's comfort. The storm descends upon the ARCHANGEL. Thunder rolls like ancient drums, shaking the gates of even. Lightning rips across the sky, and from the soil of sorrow your true name rises like a flame that refuses to be put out. No more disguises, no more shrinking into shadows, no more hiding behind false friendships. If tears fall now, they are holy. Each drop is not weakness, but salt from the vast ocean of who you truly are, not the broken version they forced on you while bottles drained and the night grew cruel. Their words once cut like blades, but your silence became the spell that shattered their weapons. And now, in the quiet chambers of your inner temple, the gods stir awake. Archangel Michael whispers, the reckoning begins within. Reclaim your name, your face, your time. Let the sacred fire burn what never belonged to. Let the SDORM finish its divine work. WHE, in the smoke lifts and the lies lie in ashes at your feet, you will still be standing. Not as they named you, but as you were always meant to be. Then it happens. The silence doesn't break, it collapses inward. The air doesn't simply move, it convulses. What began as a tremor in spirit erupts into a seismic shift as your very atmosphere is torn open, unveiling a depth beyond sky, beyond flame, beyond flesh. The divine has not just arrived. It has descended with wings that cast no shadows and eyes that miss nothing. God declares, this is the moment of transfiguration. Pain tears away its mask and reveals itself as power. Your soul does not rise gently. It is pulled upward violently, as if ripped from centuries of suppression. The betrayals you endured were not your ending, but the chisel strikes. And now comes the sculpture, fierce, radiant, unrecognizable to those who once mocked you. Those who laughed, who sneered, who poured venom into the night, now crumble at the center. Their knees fail under the weight of their own history. Every lie whispered, every denial swallowed, rises like smoke from the funeral pyre they lit with your truth. Archangel Michael speaks again. Their collapse is not your revenge. It is their release. The mask they wore is melting under the flame of heaven. Their cruel amusement drains from their eyes, replaced by Dr. Edie, because for the first time, they see the true weight of what they have done. The third voice that once raged with venom still spits ice, but even that fire dims now, outshone by the majesty revealed before them. You, not victim, but revelation, not forgotten, but immortal. God says, your very skin sings of survival. Your scars hum with sacred frequency. Your silence was not surrender, it was incubation. And now you rise. The fire does not consume you, it crowns you. Every betrayal that bent your back now unfolds as a wing. Every word of drunken scorn lies beneath you like ash pressed flat by destiny. The heavens do not apologize for alloying the pain. Teach you why wielded it as hammer and anvil, shaping you into something even angels pause to witness. The circle that mocked you now trembles. Their fury collapses into silence. Their hands no longer clenched with rage, but shaking with awe, because they never expected you to survive. They never expected you to rise. What they buried sprouted roots in realms they cannot touch. Archangel Michael lifts his sword, not to strike, but to anoint. The time of shattering is complete, he proclaims. The trial was seen, the truth recorded, and heaven has already delivered its response. Those who laughed at your becoming now tremble at your rising. God speaks. This is your turning point. Fire, rain, shadow, revelation, it marks your path. You need not speak, for your breath itself testifies. Each step you take now writes your ST Ori in flame S across the fabric of the cosmos. The divine light does not blind you, it armors you. Even the atmosphere bends to your emergence. What was once mockery is now mourning for what they tried to kill, but could not destroy. Then comes the sacred separation. Not punishment, but purpose. Those who once stood close will now be moved far. Their access is over. Their chapter in your book is sealed shut. No apology can reopen it. No regret can rewrite it. The world steadies. The winds ease. The sky exhales. What lingers is stillness, not of fear, but of awe. You are no longer underestimated. Your transformation was never meant to look delicate. It was meant to be undeniable. Archangel Michael folds his wings. His final words are carved not in sound, but in silence. You have passed through the fire. What remains cannot be shaken. This is your rising. This is your holy arrival. God declares, they will never see you the same again. Not because you changed, but because your true self can no longer be denied. And so, the path ahead gleams, not soft but fierce, not fragile, but unbreakable. You were never meant to stay in that circle. You were never meant to be spoken of as though you weren't in the room. Because now, you are the room. You are the storm. You are the reckoning wrapped in grace. Let them weep. Let them remember. Let them struggle to explain. Your phoenix has risen, and the world will never be the same.